What's up, y'all? This your girl Nina from Unbreakable Strong Woman coming to y'all this evening on this Monday to talk about prison love, county jail love, locked up, they won't let me out kind of love. So I'm gonna go right into it. I was watching a video of this young lady who was saying that she was dating this guy in jail and she looked over all the red flags. And she went into how she wasted all her money and her time. He lied and she'd never do it again. She should have known better. And I'm sitting there watching her like, because I was one of them. I'm telling y'all, my kid's father, he was in and out for 25 years of our relationship. And I looked over, I didn't look over the red flags. I knew the red flags. So I ain't going to make excuses. I knew what it was. But what I don't understand about a lot of you women, the red flag is he in jail. What other red flag do you need? Now, I'm not saying people in jail don't deserve no love, or if you already in a relationship and you know how this person is, so you try to be there for them. But I know women that goes up to prisons and they marry people they never been with outside of that prison cell. Now, please take a moment to think about this. You go up to a prison. You decide to get married in a prison. You know this man is going to come out and he's going to be a felon. You know he don't have a job. You know 9 times out of 10, if he don't get his GED in there, he don't have an education. And you go up in there and you choose him to be your husband. And when he come out and let you down because he was doing prison talk, that's prison talk, you want to tell everybody you missed the red flags, he dogged you out, he lied to you. Who the fool? You went up to a prison. All these men out here free. You went up to a prison and married a prisoner. You know what's in the prison system? Not only his body, his mind is in there. And you know what happens in prison? They got to adapt to their environment. So prison life is a whole different life than out here. If you ever talk to a prisoner, you would hear them say what they doing in the world. You know why they say that? Because they're not in the world in their mind. They in a whole nother world when they behind those cells, them bars back there. Y'all expect a man to come out of prison and be a father. A lot of y'all would get pregnant instantly. Actually, I did. My oldest son, he's 23 now. I got pregnant. His dad was only out of prison for like 4 months. You expect him to be a father, a provider, a lover, a mentor, a caregiver. You expect him to be this man, your soulmate. This man just walked out the prison system. And when you adapt to your environment in there, it takes a while, at least a year, to adapt out here. That's why when you meet men in prison that's getting out, they say, I'm just getting on my feet, because they're looking for help. They have been taken care of all the time they was in there. 3 meals in a cot. They didn't have to do nothing but do their little chores, play some cards, little ball, and lay around, watch TV. They didn't have no responsibilities. But you expect them to get out here and be your husband. Now, one time, have you ever thought about, what if I just wait for him to get out and just be his friend? Help him get a trade behind him. Make sure he get counseling first. See how he adapt out here in the environment. Because most people are institutionalized. They repeat the cycle when they go back because they can't adapt no more. My nephew, when he got out, y'all, my nephew went to prison at 16. He did 9 years. He got 3 to 9 at 16 for cutting off a tether, stealing cars, some petty stuff. But they threw him in prison. Didn't know he was going to max out. You put a kid in there with some animals, he going to turn into an animal to survive, right? he maxed out. The little boy that my mother raised came out a whole different man. I didn't even understand his lingo, the way he would think. And I'm looking at him like, did my mama and daddy raise him? What? His mama? You know, his mama was there too, but she was a teen mother. That's why I said my mom and dad. My sister was there. But I'm like, is this the little boy that grew up in the house with me? I'm 8 years older than him. What happened? One time, my son, I think David was 9. Hello. I think David was 9. He wasn't probably even that old. My nephew was laying on my sofa. Little Dave was standing behind him, eating a bowl of cereal with his underwear on. He a little kid. You know how little boys on Saturday, they eating their cereal with their drawers on. My nephew, I guess he looked back. He got a glimpse. He seen David with his underwear on. He jumps up and he said, Dave, what you on, nigga? I don't know what your disposition is. Man, we laughed so hard. Because I'm like, have you lost your mind, boy? This is your little cousin. But in his mind, this is a male behind him with their drawers on. So he brought that same mentality out here. And it took him a while to adapt to his environment. That's like taking a wild animal out the woods and trying to tame them to get along with everybody and not attack. You know why a man is coming out of prison? Come out here and they start messing with a bunch of women. They might start stealing from you. They may start hanging out, just going crazy. You know why? Because their mind stopped at the time they went in there. So whatever was going on in the world, when they come out, that's to them, that's still going on in the world. So they still try to do the same things they were doing when they went in there, but the world kept going and we're growing with technology and everything. I got some stories about my brother. My brother did 30 years. Let me tell you about my brother. When my brother got out, first of all, he got out 30 days after my mom passed. He was the only boy, her number one son, her spoiled ass number one son. He can do no wrong. He loved his mama. So he was mentally messed up that he's coming out and all he got is his 2 sisters now. Because my older sister had died. My daddy had died. My mom had died. All he had was me, Janice, and my oldest brother, Sterling. And Sterling is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it was just me and Jan. He came and stayed with me. He was so nervous about everything. My hardcore brother that wasn't afraid of nothing. I could see like fear in his face. Not that I'm scared to fight or timid. I'm just scared to live. Everything was different. Could you imagine leaving home and you come back 30 years later? Your kids are grown. You got grandkids. You don't recognize nobody. You know, you see new buildings. The county jail wasn't even like that when he left. Everything was different. The funny thing that he did, the first day he got home, he was trying to call my sister, right? Remember the remotes was longer? They were like real long. My brother, James Mayberry, picked up my remote, started dialing numbers, put it to his ear, kept looking at it, turned it around, put it back to his ear. The kids is looking like, what is wrong with your brother? I said, what are you doing? He said, what the fuck is wrong with your phone, Nina? You ain't pay your phone bill. He thought this was the telephone. This how long he was gone. Then we went to the mall. He seen the ATM machine. I gave him a debit card because my mother left him some money. And I'm telling him he can go buy whatever, you know, go shopping. We shopping spree. Mama left you good. He was like, well, where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to get the money out this card? I said, Jay, go to the ATM machine. So his daughters go over to the ATM machine with him. He looking at the ATM machine. Because before he left, he wasn't doing no banking. He looking at the ATM machine like, how the hell money supposed to come out this machine? When the money came out, it blew his mind. You know what he asked me? It's some bankers underneath there. It's a bank underneath the ground. Where the money coming from? He didn't understand nothing. He had us laughing for like the first month. But guess what? He got married in prison twice. He divorced his first wife. Before the divorce was final, a girl lived next door to me that knew him went up there and married him. So he had 2 wives, even though he divorced one, but he got married twice in prison. She did 15 years with him in prison, being his wife. Bought all his clothes, jewelry. This before they stopped letting you wear your own stuff. Kept the phone nice. I didn't see her lose phones and had to get another phone company. My mother kept telling her, don't do it. My brother got out of prison after she did close to 18 years of his 30 with him. You know what he did? He went to her house on a tether. He called me at work after 2 weeks and said, Nina, I can't do this. Come get me, sis. I don't like her. I'm like, what? I don't like her. I thought I liked her, but I don't. And I'm getting out of this marriage. So when she got home from work, my brother was at my house. She don't talk to me to this day because she blamed me for his actions when she didn't know him from the beginning, and it was prison talk, ladies. If this man can't mentally function out here in the everyday life situations, what make you think he could be your husband or your baby daddy? He got to learn how to be a productive citizen. He has somebody telling him what to do every single day for 30 years. Do you think a man want to come out here and listen to a woman tell him what to do? So yes, you're going to get a man to come out the prison system that's going to be buck wild, want to sleep with everything. Because you know why he want to sleep with everything? Because he just did 5, 10, 15, 20 years with hard legs. So every piece of behind look good to him. And if anybody gonna let him hit it, he's gonna hit it. He like a wild dog. So what make you think if he was under authority all them years that he's gonna come out and lay in the bed with you and watch movies, cuddle up with you, sit in the house? No, he finna run. He finna get it in. I got 30 years to make up. They might slow down after about a year, but that first year, in their mind, I got to do some making up. And you know when brothers get out of prison, their skin look good, their hair glossy, and we ain't talking about the body banging. My baby daddy, I don't like saying baby daddy, ugh. My children's father body was the shit. And that's what caught my eye, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm at his sister Halloween party. I know his whole family. And I'm up here upset about my ex cheating on me. So my friends talked me into going to this party, right? I'm mad thinking about, I ain't gonna say his name. He watching most likely. Thinking about him. My son David Daddy, he's named after him. But thinking about him. And I look up and I seen Quinta oil. Sexy chocolate Mendingo, pretty smile. He had brush waves bussing. He was drinking next to his mom. His mom was really high class. I knew her. I knew she was about her business. I knew his sisters. So I'm like, I didn't know who he was at first. So I'm asking his sister, who the hell is this? She was like, nope, I ain't introducing none of y'all. I'm like, man, who is that? So her husband said, I grew up with her husband, Anthony Irvin, God rest his soul. He said, Nina, that's Eugene Williams. They call him Barry. That's Cassandra baby brother. You want me to introduce y'all? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He introduced us. He was so fine. I didn't give a damn. I didn't even ask him, why was you in prison? I didn't even care. See, that's what I'm saying. Women, we see something, we don't even care. He was just fine. I'm lonely. I'm mad. My son father done cheated on me. So, this is some good payback right here. He took about a week to call me. You know why he said he took a week to call me? He said, I really liked you when I had so many other bitches. And I didn't want to mess it up. So I had to cut some people off. I let him come over my house. We did what we did. He was living with me in a week. I didn't do no research. I didn't find out nothing about him because I knew his mama had money. I knew his grandfather was a minister. I knew his family. So I'm thinking he Gucci. But I never thought, why was this man in jail? Yeah, I actually probably didn't want to know. And that's why I said we got to be careful who we bring. I had two babies when I met him. Shatia was 5, David was 3. Okay? I never asked questions, and I'm bringing him around my children. That's how dumb we are as women. So if y'all want to argue with me, we stupid as shit. I brought him in my house. I had a licensed daycare center. So when he met me, I was a RA, a residential advisor at Job Corps, and I had my own daycare center. I was driving a brand new car. I had a 3-story place. I was doing my thing. I had 2 kids. I was doing my thing. So he walked into a great situation. Let me tell y'all my first red flag, and all it's gonna be in my book, y'all. My book Unbreakable gonna be the shit. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a bestseller. But I ain't gonna keep on going on about my life. I'm just gonna tell y'all this little bitty piece, and I'm leading up to something. My first red flag. I let him drive my brand new Camry. He said he had to go get his paycheck. At this time, we knew each other for about a week. I said, okay, my daycare kids get out of school at 3 o'clock. I have to pick them up. Make sure he dropped them off at school with my kids. So he left like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Be back by 3 to get my kids out of school. I got you, babe. 3 o'clock came. No G. 4 o'clock came. No G. I had to walk to the school and get my daycare kids and my kids. 5 o'clock came. 6 o'clock came. 7 o'clock. No G. Now I'm worried. Now me and my girls, we sitting around. See, this was your friends. Your real friend gonna tell you the truth. My other 2 friends sitting there. Girl, anything could have happened. Maybe he had to go to work. Or maybe he in jail. Maybe something. They had me thinking, yeah, maybe something wrong with him. Something happened. My friend Kathy, OG, older than all of us, she said, that nigga sound like he on crack. We start laughing. What? She said, Nita, don't nobody disappear in nobody's motherfucking car all day and don't call. That nigga smoking. My naive, spoiled, sheltered ass thinking, he don't look like Pookie from New Jack City. Did you see his body? He from a well-off family. That boy too fine to be on crack. I'm thinking crackheads look like Pookie. I'm sheltered. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know. I never been with nobody on drugs. I went with drug dealers. I didn't go with drug addicts. So all day went past. Now me and my friends laying on Kathy's bed. They used to call us the set it off girls. It was 4 of us. We laying across the bed. We talking. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I got full coverage on my car. I don't want to call my mama. My mama go snap on me. I done gave this dude I don't know my car. She's going to go off. I got to get my kids to school tomorrow. So next thing you know, the police knocks at Kathy's door because my nephew didn't send him down to Kathy's house, right? This story time. Story time, y'all. Enjoy the story. It's the police. Now, I only knew this dude for 2 weeks. The police said, what is your name? I said, Aljanine Mayberry. He said, do you own a white Camry? I said, yes, sir. He said, do you know a Eugene Williams? I said, yes, I do. He said, how long you been knowing him? I said, only a couple weeks. He said, he's down here at your apartment and he has to tell you something. So I'm like, what the hell? I go down to the apartment. He's standing out there by the door shaking. This dude, my kid's father, is 6'1", 200 and some pounds, all muscle. He looked like old boy from what's his name? Terry Crews. He was built like that, like Terry Crews. I look in the parking lot, I don't see my car. So I said, where's my car? I didn't even care about his story. Where my damn car? You know what he tell me? I got kidnapped. They barred me up and put me in the trunk. They rolled me around. They beat me and they took your car. The police pulled me to the side and said, Miss Mayberry, this man on drugs. I don't know if you know anything about drugs, but ain't nobody took your car. He didn't pawn your car. I'm still dumb. What you mean he pawned my car? How you gonna pawn my car? I mean, I'm lost as hell. I get the car back. I ain't gonna tell y'all no more. It's gonna be in my book. I get the car back the next day. I ride down on some dudes over there off South Division. I didn't even know. I spotted my car and I spotted my keys in the dude's hand. I jump out the car. I grab my keys out his hand. Give me my fucking car. And he was like, oh boy, owe us some money. So I said, well, take me down where you supposed to meet him at. Now he didn't left because I didn't tell him to leave. These people telling me he pawned my car. I don't believe it. I'm not believing it because he don't look like Pookie. I'm still not believing this shit, right? I get down on Oakdale. I'm in the back seat among the kids that he had gave the car to. I'm sitting among the kids. As we get closer, I see a tall dude with a hood on walking down the street, meeting him right where they say he was going to meet him. He walks up to the car and they say, how much more money you owe? He went to get him a price, and I started cussing. I went off, jumped out. You know what he did? He tried to fight them. These the motherfuckers that stole your car. The book gonna be good. But guess what I did? Didn't I just tell y'all that was 2 weeks in? Right? That was in 98, 96, something like that. Guess when I stopped dealing with him? 2020. Guess what we have? We have a 23-year-old and we have a 16-year-old. So after that 2 weeks, I kept dealing with him. Guess how many times he went to prison after that? Probably over a dozen. I did fed time with him. I did state time with him. I did county time with him. I kept starting over and over. I lost my job at Job Corps. I almost lost my mind. And after all that, he went and got a 20-year-old pregnant when I was 37 pregnant. I told y'all that story. So I went through all of that to say, I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through. And I give y'all my stories because I be wanting you young girls to know this shit is real. This shit is real. Everybody talking about you shouldn't be telling your business. I'm so over that. I'm not ashamed of my story because I love him now like a brother. And from my understanding, he's clean now. And my kids love their dad. He helped me raise my other two. How did he do that from prison? Because every time he was in the home, he cooked, he cleaned. He used to do my little girl Tia's hair. He used to, anything he could do, he used to help me with my daycare. He never, ever, ever brought drugs around us. My kids never seen him high. So he was a functional addict who kept a very good career. The brother could do blueprint, smart as shit, write business plans. Anything I wanted to do, he was down for it. Straight A student. This is a person that messed up 4 college, what you call it? When you get the things to go to college. He messed up 4 of them. Scholarships. He went to prison in 11th grade. He had 4 scholarships. So he couldn't take coming out of prison, going to prison in 11th grade, and it mentally tore him down. On top of his mother had money, and he was an 11th grader with over $50,000 in his own account. His daddy left him with a sports car, money, every spoiled rich kid, and from the country, got with some city boys, and turned his life upside down. So I don't blame him. You know, I can't blame him what he went through. People go through life. But I'm looking at the outer appearance, and the inner appearance was messed up. His insides was messed up. He wasn't mentally ready for me. I'm looking at his body. Not seeing where his mind was at. Not asking no questions. Did you ever do drugs? Do you got AIDS? I knew about his kids. He had 2 daughters, but I never said, why you go to prison in 11th grade? I had to find that out after, because I got pregnant less than a year later. So, I say this to say, prison love, y'all. If you really care about somebody that's in prison, first of all, you do your research. Second, you will make sure you have something set for him when he come out to go get some spiritual guidance and some mental help to help him adapt back into society. You wouldn't try to rush this man to be your husband or your baby daddy. That's the worst thing you can do for somebody coming out of prison, because they in survival mode. They looking at you as an op. You laying in the bed with him, you look like his bunkie. He been there all them years. You a bunkie to him. He ain't finna show you no respect. What y'all do? Y'all have these big parties when they get out. Y'all got all this food. I done heard women say this. Man, I did all that for him. I cook for him every day. This nigga, he rather go to McDonald's. He don't even like eating the food I cook. I think he's another bitch cooking for him. He used to prison food. He used to ghetto casseroles. He ain't used to no damn T-bone steaks and roast. He used to the shit with some corn chips and some cheese and some noodles in it. That's all he ate for 10 years. Would you think he'll come out his stomach just gonna adapt to your food? If his stomach and his body can't adapt back to soul food that he grew up on, do you think he can adapt to being a husband to you when he can't even eat like he used to eat? Y'all don't get it, man. But we expect so much out of these men. My brother, one of the strongest men I know. Do you know he was paranoid? He was afraid to be around crowds. He had to have his back up against the wall at all times. He went to sign up for CC, community college. And I guess he had to talk about something. I don't know, but some of the fraternity guys was there and they heard him speak. They said, you got a story to tell, Jay. You need to travel with us and be a motivational speaker. They was going to pay him to tell his story. When they got ready to go and they was calling on him, guess what he did? He reneged for the whole school. He didn't even want to go to school. I can't do it. He didn't even go to college because of that. They was expecting too much of him. He felt like he was not good enough to be with them. They college graduates, Nina. I said, James, you so intelligent. You got a voice. They finna make you a motivational speaker. I can't do it. He wouldn't do it. So profound. My brother can be a mentor, speaker, got so much inside of him. He won't do it. Hopefully now that he's been on his job 4 years, credit score 800, he done got on the plane for the first time, went to Florida and laid on the ocean. The same one the world wrote off. See, that's why I tell people, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Prayer changes things. My mother prayer is still here on earth. He was raised by a good father. My daddy never been in trouble. Fought in World War II, raised great kids. My brother was a prodigal son. But what the Bible say? If you pray and you believe, your prodigal son will come back to his upbringing. He worked every single day. Credit better than mine. But he's about to buy a house. I haven't even bought my first house. My daddy bought my house for me. He is about to buy his first house. Four or fifth time felon that Judge Libra called a menace to society. The one he told you giving me your life on the installment plan. Doing great things now. But it took him, he got out in 2009. He's been working for 4 years now. Look how long it took him to get it. Even after our mom died. It still took him a while because he came out still with that pimp mentality and hustle game, and it wasn't working out for him. He asked me, what happened to division? There used to be hoes on division. He said, now, the crackheads out there selling their body to get crack. They ain't thinking about no pimp. The game has changed. The game has changed. He had to figure that out. And like I said, I'm saying this for my sisters today. Because I know so many women got prison love. Or y'all got a prisoner in your house and you expecting too much out of somebody that's not capable of giving it to you. This is just like a child all over again. He have to learn things all over again. He don't even know how to do an interview. And you pregnant? You wonder why men walk away and leave their kids? You know why? Because most men that's been in the prison system, that's just too much weight on them. You expecting too much. Just like my brother walked away from that college. That's how they walk away from you. It ain't personal. It's internal. You thinking he dogging you. No, he don't think he's good enough for that position. You didn't give him a position that he ain't qualified for. You didn't interview him and see where his mind was at. Yeah, they can speak them big words. They can say you them carbs. You my baby, my boo. Just swing you over, kiss all on you in the visiting room. Girl, I did all that shit. Go home wet. Can't wait till my baby get out. We gonna have this and do that and do this. And he come right out and do totally opposite. You have no understanding. Because when he get that fresh air hit his face, it's on and popping. Y'all wonder why men go back to prison. Right? He institutionalized. He can't adapt. Nobody poured into him. They all wanted something out of him. Mama fussing. Get your shit right. You on your way back to the penitentiary. She taking the church. People throwing oil on the boy. On the man. Kids, you ain't been here for 20 years. You owe me. Girlfriend, nigga, when you go get a job? You want to drive my car. You ain't got no damn license. All you want to do is hang out with your friends. Did you hear all that in somebody's ear that just did 10 years? So guess what they do? They go back to what they know. Drugs, pimping, robbing, stealing. The world expecting too much of somebody that don't have to give. When you go to prison, it's not institutionalized. It's not, they institutionalize. It's not rehabilitation. The system is set up for them to repeat it. They don't want them to come out rehabilitated. It's too much money for their number. You know their number, right? That bed is money. They got to keep them beds full. And they prefer it to be filled up with black men. Some of the most educated, finest brothers you ever want to meet is in that prison system. And a lot of them don't even deserve to be there. If they take them brothers out and gave them opportunities to be CEOs, I guarantee you they can run a business. Smart as hell. A lot of them smarter than the women. And y'all wonder why prison love fail. Y'all wonder why all these girls run around here saying black men ain't shit. Because 9 times out of 10, I can guarantee you, they dealing with a brother that's been locked up. And sister, I'm here to tell you, it ain't that he ain't shit. He don't know how. He just don't. If you love that brother, love him enough to be just his friend and give him his space. Let him sow his royal oats. Hakeem. Remember Hakeem from Coming to America? Let Hakeem go out there and sow his royal. Tell Hakeem, I love you, baby. I know you just got out. Go on and run wild for as long as you want to. And if you settle down, when in your mind want to settle down and we meet somewhere along life, fine. But right now, you need to get some stuff out your system. I don't want to tie you down. I love you enough just to be your friend. You need some counseling, I'll go with you. You want to go to church, I'll go with you. You need a few dollars and I can help you, I will. But right now, you need to find yourself out here in society. I can't help you. So do that brother a favor, y'all. I have too many people I love that's been in the system and still there. Like I said, my nephew in there right now fighting 30 to 60 years to get out for a crime he did not do this time. He didn't do this one. He actually became a workaholic. And he got involved in some stuff they want to tell on somebody, and now he in prison, and the one he didn't want to tell on changed his number. Being honorable to your friends. I tell my sons, don't be like Sean Mayberry and Floyd Mayweather. What that mean? Floyd Mayweather grew up right behind me. I'm proud to say that. A billionaire grew up behind me. Our yards used to touch. I've been knowing him. That's why I call him Little Floyd. Been knowing him since he was a baby. Know his whole family. They used to play every day and fight all the time. My nephew was actually the fighter. Big Floyd used to train everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody who grew up around us know what I'm talking about. But Floyd had a vision. My nephew was chasing behind. Stealing cars. Doing everything wrong. Two best friends started in the same neighborhood, same age, like this. End up like this. One went to Hollywood. One went to the penitentiary. It's choices you make with anything in your life. Floyd just showed all of us in our neighborhood it's possible. You can get out of here if you stay focused, stay prayed up, and you go hard. You can become a billionaire. But if you don't, you go into that penitentiary, or you gonna be in poverty. You gonna be on Section 8. You gonna be struggling all your life. You got to make the choice. I know this video is really long, but I know too many women that's going through too many bad relationships. They dealing with a lot of brothers that's felons. And when you a felon, like, first of all, you have so many strikes against you, black man. You was born black. You was born a male. Then you a felon? That's 3 strikes. And women, black women, y'all expect a black male that's a felon to be a good man to you? It's possible. Don't get me wrong. But it's hard. Pray for that brother. Be his friend. Stop expecting so much from somebody that can't give it. Understand. Pray for him. The world is against him. The police, women, kids. Y'all know how many kids mad at their fathers because they went to prison? My brother kids, 30 and 40 years old, still talking about, Daddy, you owe us. He like, damn. What I'm supposed to do? Give them a break. Try to understand. Don't put no more burdens on them brothers. Don't have no babies by a brother getting out of prison. Let that brother get his life right. But this is your girl, Nina from Unbreakable Strong Woman. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I really wanted to stress it. And I'm telling y'all, that's just a little bit part of my book, Unbreakable. My story is the truth. You hear me? It's a bestseller. I'll talk to y'all later. Stay prayed up. I love my brothers. That's why I take up for y'all, because I understand now. I didn't. Y'all used to get on my damn nerves. I thought y'all was crazy as shit. But I know it's a mental thing. I got y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.